Hey dudes, what's going on, brothers? I'm Serious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon. Because we are Ichiban Targaryen, the Breaker of Chains, Stormborn, etc. For whatever reason, I started watching Game of Thrones again. I liked that show. I read the books after I watched the first few episodes of the show. You know, I'm kind of a nerd in that fantasy loot stuff. Like, it's a love-hate kind of show. There's people who, I think, because people who were into it were so into it and made so many memes about it. People who weren't into it like grew to hate it. I like the show. I'm rewatching it. I don't know how far I'll get because it falls off a cliff at some point around season 6 or so. After when they're continuing the story past the point where the books left off, it does get a bit crappy. But big problem with plot armor. Like what made, I don't know what, never mind, you're not interested in hearing about that. But the reason I mention this is because I did you'll notice we now have over 5 million yen bucks. And I've spent well over 5 million yen bucks on the party since we were last together, you and I, general viewer, my friends in the digital age. Because what I did is I like had Game of Thrones and was like binge watching that on a TV while in the you see this bathroom where TP Quest revealed a casino. So and this is one of the reasons I like doing YouTube rather than being a streamer. Like, I couldn't have streamed this because people would have just gotten frustrated and quit because I was save scumming at poker, which is just, you know, it's a one-player RPG. There's no victim here, but yeah, it's a really scuzzy way to, super boring to watch, save scumming at poker. It's not even like, I wouldn't even just like play a couple of hands and save if I did well and quit out if I did poorly. Like, every single hand, I would go to the high dollar table and like constantly raise and just hope I won. And I know enough about poker to know sometimes I had a terrible hand and I was like, very rarely I would have such a horrible hand I would fold early. But usually I was just like, what the fuck, I'll just raise and see if I win anyway, and loaded when I didn't. So super boring to watch, but as a result, we got a lot of money now, and like I said, we spent even more than that. Because I didn't really use a fact too much, other than to find which weapon you can upgrade. But when you go to the romance workshop, you can only upgrade weapons. It's not like it allows you to upgrade, because I was worried about this at first. Like, oh, I'll upgrade weapons and spend resources on it and then find out that's not the weapon I'm going to use. The only weapons you are allowed to upgrade are the core weapons for a class, which eventually can be turned into the ultimate weapon for that class. So I did a lot of... Oh, here's the other thing to point out. This I just found out on my own, just randomly. The general goods cart, which is... It's like one of those food trucks. There's a bunch of food truck looking things here in this park. But even though it looks like a food truck, and it's called like something or something coffee company on it, you actually go shop there. It's the actual thing that they sell is sorry, I'm a little goofy. I got my topical meds for my hands, and I'm wearing cotton gloves. But the actual stuff they sell are materials. And they sell the first several tiers of materials for everything. There are materials that they don't sell that I was seeing required for some super high-end recipes. And they don't sell insects. So for one or two things, I had to go find the insect or use CanQuest to buy what you need for that. But for everything else, I was able to find the materials that you need to upgrade weapons. And also, I bought the most expensive armor that's available to us at this point because I had enough cash to upgrade the facility twice, not 3 times. Like, the maximum rank is 4. So that requires 20 million yen. I probably had 20 million yen I made total from poker, but never at one time. Oh, and in case you hadn't figured it out, the way that you make money at poker is you get chips and you use them to buy platinum plates, and then you sell platinum plates for money. Because platinum plates are a thing you can buy using casino chips as a reward, and you can convert that into cash. So that's how I basically made enough money. Now everybody, as you can see, I switched everybody over to their funeral suits. So it basically looks like the Reservoir Dogs, except they've got a girl. But on the regular map, we're dressed like a Yakuza thug, an Air Force DMV cop, a homeless guy, and a Psycho is supposed to be, I think she's supposed to be like a hostess, or she's like the boss of the hostesses at a hostess club. To me, she's just dressed like, I guess maybe the skirt's a little short? Not really. I mean, she's just kind of dressed as, you know, a professional woman, like a white-collar office type person. But anyway, that's how they look on the map. When they're in battle, they're all dressed like the Reservoir Dogs, and, you know, Psycho to the extent that she can. And then everybody except for Psycho is back to their default jobs, because Psycho's default job is kind of terrible. So I kept her as I'm keeping her as a dominatrix for right now. We'll switch her to the idol singer later, because that's probably a better class because it provides healing. But right now we won't need healing too much because I got everybody the best equipment I could get. Everybody is now wearing cyber helmet, cyber armor, and cyber boots. So we look like businessmen in battle. We look like our own selves in plot scenes. But if the graphics reflected what we're wearing, we would all be basically cosplaying as robots right now. We're dressed like the Transformers, and everybody is using a fully upgraded Whoppet for their class. And not fully upgraded. It's as upgraded as far as I can. Even if I were to spend more time off screen getting money to improve the shop one more level to its maximum level of level 4, the items that I need to smith the next level of each of these weapons are things that I have never come across them in games, so obviously they are something that comes later. We're not meant to have them yet. But, yeah. I switched Koichi back to being a detective rather than the enforcer because, like, I can't get a good enforcer weapon. Like, I looked everywhere. The weapon he starts with is the only one we have. There's a really expensive enforcer weapon I could craft for him at Romance Workshop, and that's it. So I put him back to detective because I've got really good detective Whoppets. Anyway, so that's a whole lot of chit-chat. I kind of want to do Dragon Cart, but with these gloves, yeah, I probably should stick with doing something that's going to involve less fine motion. So I'm actually going to continue the plot. At least one person was kind of like asking that we get back to the story, and I can't say I blame them. I think we had a whole weekend session of nothing but grindy activities. So we're going to get back to the story now, at least for a couple of videos. I'd like to at least get to the point. The last thing I really want to unlock that's going to make off-screening important is apparently the business management side quest. We got to get over to the Yokohama Trading Company. We good to roll out? Transform and roll out, guys. We are all, after all, dressed as I'm going to assume that because even though it's the same equipment, the girl version must look different. So I'm assuming the men are dressed as Autobots and Psycho is dressed as a Decepticon. And that could be vice versa. I don't want to imply that women are deceptive. Just that clearly somebody has to be dressed as Autobots and somebody has to be dressed as Decepticons.
Come on, get in line.
Yeah, get in line. Move. And we're literally getting in a truck. Okay, I thought we were getting in a truck to be transported to work.
All right, boys.
We're getting in a truck and passing or loading freight. That has to be a backbreaking job.
We got another shipment coming in right behind this one.
We're not really dressed for it, are we? And Psycho really doesn't belong here. This is just not a job where you see a lot of women.
All right. You got one job and one job only. The freight comes in, you unload it and sort by destination. If you're slow, slacking, or sucking, you get a visit from me.
I like sucking.
You, lady.
Yes?
Can you read and write?
I can.
Add and subtract?
Yes, sir.
Good. You're on office duty.
Thank you, sir.
You'd think they would have straightened that out before she showed up, but We got hired through Hello Work, so who really knows how that actually works? How it Hello works. You, Air Force DMV cop, can you read and write? Yes. Well, too bad. You're still gonna have to lift boxes. It's nice how they had a convenient little spot that was clearly where this meant to go. What is he?
This is nothing.
What are you doing? Did you get to work?
Well, don't go so hard you run out of gas like Namba did.
He's already fired. Yeah, he's also broken his back. Yeah, I mean, this is not a job I would want. This is not a job I would particularly want.
Oh, man. Why does Saiko get the desk job?
It's because of her internal genitalia, dude.
I can do math, too.
I can also steal drugs from the hospitals that I used to work at and sell it to people. I'm a great person. I won't let that go. That's just like, everybody's all happy and good, and they just kind of casually throw in his backstory is he used to be a nurse, but he started dealing drugs. Because we'll get fired. Although, Namba's just completely sitting around doing nothing.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Shark fins.
Is it the Patriots? Oh.
The expensive kind? Or the crappy ones? How would I know? This is dried abalone. That's expensive. Never had it myself.
I like an abalone and cheese sandwich. I mean, it sounds like bologna. I don't know what abalone is. Somebody can tell me in the comments. I will read it. I will forget what it is 10 minutes later.
Do they use paper in Chinese food? In the food? That'd be weird.
Yeah, but you know, I'm Chinese. They're not like us Japanese.
Uses washi paper to steam things, so maybe China has something similar.
Hey! What are you doing over there?
Good question.
Sorry. We'll get back to work.
I just wanted to yell threateningly. I'm not actually going to do anything about the fact that you guys are opening boxes. So is she being sexually harassed, or what's happening here?
So listen, after the freight's unloaded, a sales rep from the tanker will bring the invoice.
Okay, I just shouldn't
sales
assume
rep.
that, but that is
From the company
a
that sold
game
us
where
the
that.
product.
This is a game where that kind of stuff would
It'll be
happen.
your job to process the invoice and get them paid.
Okay. She's actually being handling cash.
Here we are. This is the invoice.
Do you speak and read
Hold on.
Chinese
I
too?
never said I could read Chinese.
It doesn't matter. You can read the total, can't you? The money's in the safe. It's self-explanatory.
Didn't she say she was Chinese before? I mean, she was lying, but having some Chinese in your background doesn't mean you can read and write in Chinese. I understand that. Yeah, don't even worry. These guys.
How much was that in yen?
About 8 million.
You paid 8 million in cash?
Oh yeah.
That's how we get such good deals on products. We pay in a single lump sum, cash, in yuan. The seller gets all their money right away and avoids paperwork.
It's called, yeah, basically they're skimming. I would assume what they're, I don't know why I'm bothering with it. I would assume what they're doing is they're probably not reporting their actual income and paying tax on their actual income. But, and, you know, cash businesses are also fantastic for money laundering purposes. Anyway, yeah, I would assume they're underreporting for tax purposes. But the real reason I paused is I was going to make a stupid joke about how, yeah, I know that guy just came in and spoke Chinese, but don't you worry, he's actually secretly Korean.
That's why the...
And the secret Korean thing is a reference to another Yakuza game. I keep making that joke and thinking, like, I might sound super racist. No, the joke is Yakuza, prior Yakuza game had this plot line where, like, half the freaking cast turned out to all secretly be Koreans, and it was all some, like, pre-story event with a Korean versus Japanese, like, shootout, and, yeah, whatever. Mainlanders,
Mainlanders are willing to sell to us at a much lower price than usual.
Cash is king.
It sure is.
And just in case it crossed your mind, don't even think of skimming any cash. We keep our eyes open in this warehouse.
Except for the fact that we're letting those
Anything
three
funny?
guys you came in with
Sorry you
not
ever
work.
set foot here.
Sir, I wouldn't dream of stealing.
I'm more of soapland work. Well, that's my sister.
Get some voice acting again. I'm exhausted. We're gonna do this every day. We just need to hold out till we can get proof of fraud. Man, he's excited.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Hey.
Took you a while.
They did a full body search before I was allowed to leave.
Oh, well. Okay, that's one way to make sure people aren't stealing cash.
I even had to show an employee inside my underwear to prove I wasn't stealing cash.
Okay, so I joked about how she was going to get sexually harassed earlier because it's a game that just kind of likes to talk about sex. Seriously? For reals? Some guy's job is to see your underwear every day? No, it was probably a lady.
It was a woman, moron. Obviously. Still, the loss prevention is no joke.
Guess working with the money's got its own set of problems.
It doesn't feel great, I'll tell you that. You guys have it easy.
I don't know that they do. Namba has it easy because he's just shirking and somehow didn't get noticed.
Huh?
What? That's nothing compared to what we're going through. You don't know the hell of nanomachines.
Well, you're sure sweaty enough, huh? Especially you. Gross.
What do you want from me? Why you always gotta pick on me? Yeah, I saw a little bit of this while watching Lethal. I was watching Lethal stream this before. A, I guess he stopped, and it might be restarting. And B, I decided I was going to Let's Play it, so I stopped watching. But I think they're like... I think Psycho has a little thing for Nanba. It's so cute. It's like she's like the teenage boy who picks on the girl he likes. Cut it out, you goobers. Let's just get home and swap notes.
Okay, I think I generally understand their cash flow now.
Nice. That's one step forward.
It's no big deal. Now let's get moving. You guys need baths ASAP, and you're going first.
You Harvey. What about Airport DMV cop? He hasn't even had any dialogue in this. Come on, enough fighting. I finally got to talk. Monster, stay away. Inputs display during an attack skill. Because they can't, it can't just be an old school RPG. They have to put in quick time events. Ugh. Gets on my nerves. Not every character has to fight like Sabin or Sabin. The goofy. That's the thing about Final Fantasy 3, or I guess we're supposed to call it 6 now. Unless it's 5. 5 was the one with the fucking evil tree, right? Anyway. Yeah, Final Fantasy 6, they give you all these characters that like start out unique, but then with the freaking magic system in that game, by the end, everybody's just like a fucking magic-dealing death machine. Like, you can take any character and just, like, teach them fucking Medio, and then you're just casting Medio with every character every turn. I guess I use Cyan sword text all the way through, whatever. Let's return to Otoki Mainland. Okay, I guess that's our new base. And that is not where we're supposed to be going. Alright, Otoki Mainland. Oh, but there's a... Is that an actual quest we need to do, or that's just a place we can report hero quests? Okay. I did report a couple of hero quests, like just collecting like paper plates and shit. I reported them off screen because there's no special dialogue, so you don't feel like you missed anything there. The only thing, lucky for you, I blew it. The next time we go to Dragon Cart, because I kept getting sucked into a plot scene there by mistake. The next time we do Dragon Card, there'll actually be something story-ish going on. To the limited extent that Dragon Cart has a story, we'll get some story advancement there. But not till we actually... It's Costa, which presumably is an Italian restaurant. I don't really want to fight you guys if I can help it, just because... Costa, our favorite Italian restaurant. I don't particularly want to fight them either. Any of these fights will just be really quick and easy wins for us right now, but... So I guess we might as well just beat these guys up and reset, because there's guys swarming everywhere, we might as well. But we're in the crosswalk, so we shouldn't get run over. And you can see, now you can see everybody in their new Reservoir Dogs outfits. You can also see how, generally speaking, everybody's going to get not one-hitted, I guess, technically, because everybody's doing multiple hit melees. But yeah, pretty much everybody's going to. Other than Nanba. Nanba will occasionally, if we're in a more dangerous, high difficulty part of town, Nanba will sometimes fail to one-hit his opponents. Because he's still our spellcaster. Oh, you just made her bleed. Oh, that's... Well, I mean, you were going to get defeated anyway, but... Yeah, he got our funeral dominatrix to bleed there. Well, hold on. Which way am I supposed to be fucking going? Alright. A little bit disoriented right now. Now I'm doing it, but for a while there, my party members were just knocking everyone the fuck over. It's kind of neat. I was doing all my off-screening during daytime, and this night and day are only advanced in this game by plot, as far as I know. Ah, crap. I don't think we meant to go this way, did we?
Right.
So these are the haircutter guys that I was trying to find before for a hero quest. That was a long time ago now. But yeah, you're not really seeing much of a difference because we're in a section of town where we were already pretty leveled up and to where these guys weren't a big deal. But if we ever get over to the Dragon Cart area where the enemies are a little more dangerous, it is definitely a huge difference in the fact that we're now using advanced weapons and cosplaying as robots. And honestly, before I switched him back to the detective job, Adachi was dealing the least damage because he just had a shitty weapon. His class is supposed to be all about melee damage and melee defense, but he was actually the weakest as far as damage. He was taking the least damage of anybody. Just knocking over little Japanese women. Not even really worth using. Like, I could use her. She's got a new pole dancing move, which I don't know. The moves look different, but they all kind of have the same effect. Everything she does has a chance to mesmerize the enemy. Otherwise, it's just her little pole dancing thing because she spins around in a circle to take out more than one enemy at a time. But it's really not worth using special techniques on any of these parties. Eventually, I'm sure. I mean, we're back on the main story. Eventually, we'll get some combat as part of the main story. We got Rough Hide. Auto Hide. S works automatically. Sorry, it's not a reference anybody except for one person is meant to get. No response, huh? It's just a drunk. There's that. God damn it! I thought we were gonna sneak by him. There's that bar where we went to beat up. I think she can one-hit a Kung Fu Master. Oh, nope. He's like the highest end enemy around here. So we finally found one she couldn't one-hit, although they went down anyway. I actually screwed this up. This party's harder than some of the ones we've been fighting. Never mind, I underestimated these guys. So what we need to be doing is taking out the chefs, because they have fire magic. Luckily, this guy's wasting his turn with the self-buff. He is not getting another turn to actually use that. Sit up, Power Bomb. He now has an enchanted mace, which is kind of silly. And I took a second to knock over every single member of my own party. And my knockover, I mean, just kind of bumped into them.
Right.
He's like, I got this, and his own party member's like, don't get cocky. I love that the guy was just getting up, so he still does his you are already down attack. which is sit out powerbomb of his own broom. Come on, somebody follow up. Damn it. I have to be a little bit more careful about having my attacks broken up when I'm in the northern part of the city. The enemies there are powerful enough. Like you saw, people attacking them and it showed resist. There are enemies that are going to be able to stop us from just running right past them and ignoring them to attack one of their party members. Impure lead and high purity lead. We got them both, folks. They're both available right here. Damn, there's a lot of enemies out today. And I don't know that I've seen these guys before with the... Oh, the assassin. Never mind, there's assassins.
Right.
They're just assassins. Nothing major. The assassins are probably the most dangerous. Well, actually, Primal Psychopath is probably the most dangerous, but... I'm just going to attack the people who are easiest to target. So if Namba can take this guy out, then they're not going to get any turns. Because Sadachi is... He's pretty badass. And his job rank went up. Nice. He looks like he could be a detective with that suit. And he just learned the job skill True Grit. So True Grit. Dati's Fortitude recovers HP and allows him to survive a hit. It would otherwise knock him out. That's handy. And Helm Splitter. Coming up in 2 levels. He's got the Kino Eye, not Detective Eye. It's like level 22 before he gets his last skill he carries with him. And that'll be a ways off. Rather, it is a ways off. Let me save on a new slot just in case something goes wrong with the video. And, it's pretty much time to call it. How close are we to... Let's just get to, like, the very outskirts of where the plot is going to pick up. And we'll call it a video there. I risk getting run over. The plot will naturally be picking up. Who are you? I've beaten them up before. Alright, the plot will be picking up outside of Otoki Mainland, the most morally upright and wonderful of all soaplands. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll tune in next time as we continue the main story, which right now is investigating the murder of the finest man who ever lived. Catch you next time, guys.